Antonio, an SA Live exclusive?
SA Live exclusive, yes ma'am.
I love to see this. All right, Alex Arsenal is going to town. You've got quite an array of belts on you. Can you tell me, are these previous belts that you've won?
Yeah, these are all championships that I am currently the title holder of. There's Fearless, Loco Wrestling, NLW included, and also the Riot Wrestling Federation Championship.
It is so loud in here, which I love the energy. Every time we come here to Next Level Wrestling, you guys already know how to put on a show. So I know your upcoming one is going to be one that people are going to want to attend. Now, it's not here, right? Where is it going to be?
So the show is going to be at the El Bosque Tacos y Chelas in Uvalde, Texas, and it's going to be this Saturday. Bell time is at 7:30. The doors open at 6:30 as well.
Now, what makes this event different than any other one before?
Next Level Wrestling is very family oriented. It's targeted towards families, so that way anybody of any age can go out and enjoy the show. And anytime the show happens at the El Bosque, people are in for delicious tacos, delicious food, ice cold beverages, whether it's sodas or maybe some alcoholic beverages for our 21 and older group, right? It's always a great fun atmosphere to be a part of, for sure.
I love it. Now, the thing about wrestling is they are doing some moves that have me worried over here. I mean, he's got Arsenal in a chokehold or a head hold. Is he okay? Is he gonna be okay?
I think Alex will be okay. As you can tell, he's a very determined individual. He doesn't stay down. I faced him many times. I have actually yet to beat him in a one-on-one match, by the way.
Okay.
So hopefully one day we are able to run it back. But yes, as you can see right now, Alex is fighting back. Oh, big back club from Dill Dempsey.
What's the beef? Why are they mad at each other? What did they do? Why are they in the ring? Tell us a little bit more. Story.
So the story here is that, I mean, it all comes down to fighting for that NLW championship right there inside the ring, and everyone wants to be the champion, you know? And not only that, but right now, this is on SA Live. This is for an amazing community.
So incredible. That was called a clothesline.
Yeah, that's a clothesline, and here we go. He's stuck in the line. Oh, jumping clothesline.
Okay, so Uvalde is where you're from, right? Is that your hometown?
Yes, ma'am, that is my hometown, Uvalde, Texas.
Okay, so how does it feel to be wrestling in front of your hometown? That energy, I'm sure that is something that you are excited about. How does that make you feel?
Honestly, it makes me feel amazing, you know. I've had the privilege of being able to make a lot of amazing connections there, whether it's with the businesses that sponsor NLW or even just with the fans inspiring my hometown. At the end of the day, I've always wanted to be an inspiration to everyone and just show them that even though we're from a small town like Uvalde, Texas, anything's possible.
Oh, this is incredible. Okay, I know we are getting ready to wrap up. All right. Man, this gets me all hype and loud, too. Now,
Hello everyone. Meteorologist Shelby Ebertowski. I'll wait a few more minutes to get everyone logged on, but we had some thunderstorms roll through last night. So I'm recapping that, talking also about what we have the possibility and of what we're going to see tonight. But I want to get a few more minutes so anyone who wants to watch can watch. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday. Just a few things we need to talk about before tonight. Hello everyone. Meteorologist Shelby Ebertowski here, hopping on just to give everyone a quick update of what we saw last night and what we can still see for tonight with the next chance of some showers. Some areas are still seeing some rain. I'm gonna wait probably about another minute so folks can log on and get the latest update and the information. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday here. Hope if you're watching football, you're enjoying it. Looks like Oklahoma's still playing against Ole Miss in the fourth quarter. It's a big day today on Saturday, so I am going to jump on now just to give everyone a quick little update. Gonna activate this and oops. And we're ready to go. Okay, so most people probably got woken up last night by some rain. And this was much needed rain for most of us across South Central Texas. Meteorologist Shelby Ebertowski here, giving an update on what we kind of saw last night, giving a recap in case you slept through it or in case you just didn't really see any rain, and the chance of more showers we can see later today. So first off, I want to start off with a few KSAT Connect pictures. If you sent them in, we greatly appreciate it. We love seeing all the pictures and videos from last night, even into this morning. And in fact, some folks, just like Charles here, saw about 2.5 inches of rain, which was much needed rain. Now, some folks saw the rain, others saw some hail. This morning, in fact, some folks saw the rain last night, others saw this morning, had some pea-sized hail reports or even some quarter-sized hail reports near the Stone Oak area at about 281 earlier this morning at about 10 or 11 a.m. as that storm went through. We had some small hail reported just to the northeast of Medina County. It looks like this was part of the showers and thunderstorms that went through this morning. Then as I scroll through, this is what we're kind of watching is last night, there were a few things we were watching. As the storms came through, there were some really strong wind gusts. In fact, there even was a tornado warning issued for portions near Canyon Lake. That does not mean there was a confirmed tornado. I'll talk about that in just a second, but there was still some heavy wind damage across most of us. In fact, we have this picture from Deer River subdivision along Highway 306 that also had some downed power lines. So we did see some nice rain. We did see some nice damage as well, and even some hail for some folks, and our local meteorologist Pork Chop showing us last night's rain. So I am going to pop off just to put down the KSAT Connect iPad to kind of talk about what we're sitting at currently and what we're going to expect. So right now, just take a look at Authority Radar. Kind of a little bit of a lull. This is that midday break we were talking about the last few days, and even Sarah Spivey this morning. We are still watching a few showers. One up towards Fisher near Blanco, up along 281. That's still moving to about the northeast at about 30 to 40 miles an hour. No hail associated with that one. But what we're watching also is out near Medina and near Bandera. That's where we saw some rainfall earlier today. Now, how much rain? Well, this was that little batch of the thunderstorms and that severe thunderstorm warning at about 10 a.m. that continued until about 11:30 for some folks, and that's where we saw some rain and even some hail. And as those storms really started to break apart, one of them and one of those supercells went to Stone Oak and even in areas near 281 that did produce some of the hail. But right now, overall, most of us across South Central Texas are sitting fairly dry. The line of thunderstorms that went through last night have continued to really start to weaken. Here's that look of that loop of the rain, especially over the drought monitor. The good news is this was much needed rain that all of us needed to see. I looped the rain in the Futurecast or the rainfall from last night into this morning, but I also added the drought monitor in the background. That way you can see the line of the showers and storms, the first bit, and then also that second batch of some showers we were seeing at about 3 or 4 a.m. right there. Most of it went through Medina County and even into Bexar County, where we're still seeing that extreme to even exceptional and severe drought. So all of this was much needed rain. In fact, some of us saw some nice rainfall accumulation. Fine. There we go. Computer's trying to catch up with such a busy day. Here's a look at the rainfall totals over the last 24 hours. First off, I'll start in just around and in San Antonio, about 2.5 inches as you go into downtown, down towards Somerset, about 3 inches, Castroville, right about 2.5, but near Sabinal, D'Hanis, and in Hondo, that's where we were watching that chance for some heavier rainfall. Some folks radar indicated got about 6 inches, but here's the thing, in Sabinal, D'Hanis, and even closer to Hondo, that is right in between where we do switch radar sites. So right now, this radar indicates about 5.5 to even 3 inches to even 6 inches of rain for folks over there. But as I switch the radar sites, it only shows about 3.5 to 4 inches. So if you do have any rainfall reports from over there, we would love to see them. You can either send it to KSAT Connect. We already have a bunch up there. But another area I want to focus on is up towards Canyon Lake, especially near that Farm Market Road. I believe it was 306. Near Spring Branch, even Smithson Valley High School. That's where we were seeing some stronger winds last night and even into this morning. That's where we were seeing that tornado warning being issued for the heavier storms really pushing through. And if I take a quick little query of the heavy rainfall just from a few locations, we saw anywhere from about just under an inch to even some folks saw just about 2 inches of rain. But you've been hearing me say this, the tornado that had that tornado warning. Well, here's what we were watching. As those storms rolled through, this is what we call the debris detector. So normally when you do see these thunderstorms have that chance for some radar indicated rotation on the radar, it shows that there is that possibility of a tornado, obviously. But what we're watching last night and what we think could also help the fact that there was some sort of possibility of either a tornado or even those straight line winds was that right there, that little blue dot. That blue color indicates that there was some trees, we even saw some pictures of canoes getting lifted up, some trampolines, and that's what we're watching for that chance. Now, there was no confirmed tornado reported last night in this area. The National Weather Service is still looking through all the information. They are in the process of possibly sending someone out tomorrow or Monday, but the reason they're not sending someone out tonight is because of this right here. We still have the possibility of more storms and more showers being possible tonight. All those counties you see in the green, that's that flood watch. That means we're watching the possibility of some localized flooding. We're talking street flooding that heavy rainfall could produce, but it does include portions of Bexar County, even as you go, oops, there we go. It does go from Bexar County even to Medina County. Doesn't go to Uvalde just yet, but even as I zoom out, it goes all the way to Houston, to Waco, just to the south of Dallas, because this line of storms is associated with a low pressure system just to the north of us. Here's that setup we're watching. That low pressure system that came off the coast of California the last few days has been pushing into areas of Texas, allowing for a very weak cool front to move through, but also that line of some showers and thunderstorms. And that first batch we saw last night about 11 p.m. finally pushed into areas of Houston this morning by about 7 a.m. and now is pushing into Arkansas, even in areas of Louisiana. But that low pressure system is still just sitting up there in between Amarillo and Lubbock. And that's what we're watching for the chance for more showers and thunderstorms being possible tonight. So here's a look at the headlines. We currently are in that midday break. Meaning, yes, some areas near Medina County and even all the way up to Comfort are still seeing that chance and seeing some light rainfall, but most of us generally are still seeing a little bit of a break. That's that midday break, but this afternoon we're watching still for that chance for more redevelopment due to the extra instability and extra moisture being possible in the atmosphere. We're talking, yes, there is still that possibility of hail, there is still that possibility of some localized street flooding and still those gusty winds. But the silver lining in all of this, starting tomorrow, we are going to dry out and we're expecting our first real cool front arriving this week just in time for Halloween. So that is the silver lining between all of the rain we saw last night, all of the rain that we could still see later today. Here's a look at that Futurecast. Over throughout the next few hours, we're going to continue to see just those quick little spotty showers, those splash and dash showers. Today's rain chances is going to not be as widespread as what we saw last night into this morning. It's going to be a lot more scattered. But over throughout the next few hours, the scattered showers do continue. Some could still see that possibility of the localized street flooding, those heavy winds, and even that heavy rainfall, but not everyone is going to see that. In fact, this weather model has it staying well to the north, up closer to Gillespie County, up towards Austin, and even just to the east of San Antonio between Hallettsville, LaGrange, and towards the coastal plains. But by tonight, about 7 p.m. or right around sunset, there is that possibility some of these may strengthen just a little bit. But even then, as that sun continues to set, they continue to push to the east and to the south overnight tonight. Already by 10 p.m. to 11 p.m., they're really starting to weaken, still having a possibility for a few of our eastern counties to still see that chance of rain. But even by 2 to 3 a.m., most of our eastern counties are finally starting to see a little bit of that improvement from the rain. So that is very good news. And that's why for our rain chances, for our rain pops, we're really only having that chance for a strong 40% chance through about 7 to 8 p.m. And then by about 9 to 10, those rain chances significantly decrease, not only for San Antonio, but for folks in the hill country, for our eastern counties. And then we're going to dry out. Later today, expect our temperatures to still be in the 80s. It's still going to be muggy for some folks. 80 degrees expected for our peak temperature. Not everyone might see 80 degrees. Some folks might only see 70s, but it also depends on where the rain currently is and where we still have that chance for the rain. Now, I mentioned a cool front arriving later this week. Here's what we're watching. A cool front is expected to make its way closer from the Pacific Northwest, really having an impact on Tuesday. Your morning temperature really won't be affected, but the afternoon temperature Tuesday afternoon could have a slight impact. You're waking up Wednesday and Thursday in the 50s, peak temperatures in the 70s, and really not tracking any more rain chances for the majority of us. Yes, there is still that small chance of some showers throughout as this cool front moves through, but it's a very small chance. We're talking maybe 10% at most. And this is going to be just in time for Halloween. Halloween's still expected to be in the 50s and to be in the 80s for most of us. Now that's long term, but tonight there is still that chance for the thunderstorms to really continue. So I will continue, in case you're just tuning in, welcome, happy Saturday. Meteorologist Shelby Rutowski giving an update on the storms we saw last night and what else we could see later today. Now, yes, the thunderstorms we're watching later today are still possible, but the Storm Prediction Center has most of the storms being possible right along San Antonio, maybe getting to the hill country, but most of the threat and the greater threat is going to be mainly east of San Antonio. We are still watching that chance for some sort of afternoon showers being possible, about a 40% chance of those storms. Hail still is possible, street flooding, and even some gustier winds before that real cool front arrives later this week. I'll go over the Futurecast one more time just in case you missed that part. Throughout the next few hours, still going to see those chances of a few splash and dash showers being possible over the next few hours. Not everyone is going to see that chance of the rain today because it's going to be a lot more scattered, not as widespread as what we saw last night into this morning. Most of it also appears to be to the north or to the east of us, but that doesn't mean San Antonio could even miss out on some of the rain. As we go throughout the evening hours, still having that possibility of a few showers making their way closer to San Antonio, but really anywhere across South Central Texas has that chance to see maybe some redevelopment or maybe another chance of a quick shower. By tonight about sunset, most of the showers are starting to lose that strength from the daytime heating of the day. And really most of the showers start to weaken just to the east and to the south of us overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, finally leaving some of our eastern counties by about 2 to 3 a.m. Let's take another look at the rainfall, the Weather Authority. This is a look at the rainfall totals. Most of us in San Antonio got between 1 to 2 inches. Some areas where you see that darker color, that's where between Uvalde to Sabinal to D'Hanis and even up to areas of Hondo, Medina Lake. That's where we've been seeing some areas see about 4 to 5 inches, but that was not as widespread for the rainfall totals. Here's a look at Authority radar currently. A whole lot of not widespread nothing, but we're still seeing a few showers being possible as we head throughout the next few hours. Even if you're traveling up to, let's say, San Angelo, closer to Brady or Brownwood, that's where we do have a severe thunderstorm warning issued. And that is still possible to see a few of those stronger thunderstorms throughout the next few afternoons. It all depends on, as these thunderstorms continue throughout the next few hours, what we're watching, if they're can really strengthen into some of that instability. But really, the only showers we're seeing is between Medina, Bandera, up to Comfort. A few possible just to the northern side in the northeast of Sisterdale, near Fisher, near Blanco, almost to Dripping Springs. So right now it is pretty calm, but still you need to be weather aware as we head throughout the next few hours. If you do have any KSAT Connect pictures, we would still love to see them. We have loved seeing all the ones so far. If you have any other weather questions, we will continue to keep you posted throughout the next few hours here on the KSAT Plus, KSAT, and the KSAT Weather Authority app online and on social media, wherever you get your weather news. I'll be back later on if I need to. Otherwise, stay weather aware. Have an amazing Saturday, and if you love football, I hope your team does well.